So the 1960 ones is the ones I'm going to key in on. Well, so I warn you now, this video might make you a little bit hungry. The special topic for today is going to be on McDonald's postcards. Yes, McDonald's restaurants had postcards. I found them, got them from the Mary Martin auction, and I got 15 cards. I did kind of pay up. These are the ones I paid up on because I never really looked into McDonald's postcards and I wanted to see if there was anything there. So I had 15 of these cards, and you'll see them when I do the slideshow of all the cards I got. Most are Continental. They're newer and stuff like that, but that's a nice shot there. So when we get into the special topic after what's sold, I found some information about McDonald's, and we'll see what they sell for and what's out there. I sold 16 cards, 15 on eBay and 1 on Etsy, so we'll go through those. Then the poll, I pulled this poll. This is probably another important poll for me to judge the temperature of the viewers and the channel going into 2023 is, what do you watch postcard selling channels for? I just don't want to do this in a bubble. I wanted to see what people were looking for. And it kind of fell into what I thought. I don't think I got too many adjustments to do, but there will be some changes in 2023, but nothing that you'll probably even see. It might be back-end stuff. But so far, it's channels organically growing, good responses, stuff like that. Basically easy to manage, and I'm enjoying learning about these postcards. I'm getting into some postcards that I don't know much about, and I'm feeling better after I do the videos on them. And then I got about 4 viewer comments to go over on different things people ask questions about. I know one of them was about feedback. So at the end of the video is when I do those viewer comments on there. But remember, along the bottom, I put chapters. So I do the introduction, the what sold, special topic, and then the poll or anything special there, and then viewer comments. And you can jump around all you want by clicking on the chapters at the bottom. So it's like 4 videos in one. I like doing it that way because I know when I list postcards, I like to find a longer YouTube thing to watch or something to listen to while I'm listening. I can look up every once in a while. And so far that's been okay for me to edit and put things together. But those chapters are right at the bottom. You can see them if you put your mouse down there, and you can jump around all you want. But let's go ahead and get started on the what sold. This was not a bad day. I was happy with this. The first card I sold is just an RPPC, but it's one of those ones with the shiny stuff on there. I forgot what they call it, but it's got that silver tone type stuff on there. Just some guy standing there. I didn't price it up because there's no research I could do on it. Just don't know who it is. It's got a little bit of album tear on the back. So he sold between $4 and $5. But he's been in the box probably about a year. So I think I priced it to sell to get it out of there. The next one, I don't do too many Continental cards, but some of the cards that I do are Disney. This is right here. This is Big Thunder Mountain Railroad. Continental card. Disney. $7.65 is what this sold for. I got these Continental cards from a person that goes to estate sales and stuff like that, and he's always looking for postcards for me, and he gave me a big stack of them for like 10 bucks. I paid for them, and this card right here basically almost paid for the whole thing. So it's the Big Thunder Mountain Railroad, $7.65. Then this card sold, and this sold for $4 to $5. This is from a series, and you've probably seen them out there. It's a Hall of Fame, National Baseball Hall of Fame Museum, Cooperstown. Someone wrote right up there 1982 on there. But there's a whole series of these cards, and I've tried to pick them up, but I won't pay more than 10-15 cents a card for these. They're not fast sellers, but once in a while they do sell. So that was $4 to $5. Next one is a white border card of Commercial Street, opposite Town Hall, Provincetown, Massachusetts. This sold for $6.65. Just a white border card. And this actually came out of, did it come out of the album? Nope, I thought it was out of special album, but that's just a white border card, $6.65. Then I sold a boat print of the USS Monitors, LSB-5. Just one of those prints that thing. I sell these almost every day. And I got pennies, and less than a penny in some of these. Next one, I sold another one, Monterey, USS Monterey. Just another one of those light card stock prints that they had. Whole table full. This next person bought 3 cards for $22.65, so $23. And these all came out of album 1 of that 8-album private collection I bought a year ago. So $23 from there. Let's see what he purchased. This is a white border card of surf bathing at Wollaston Beach, Quincy, Massachusetts. This sold for $8.55. Beaches are good. You want to look these beaches up. Some are not that good, but some like this one do pretty good. The next one from album 1, this sold for $9.55. This is Boulevard and Bathing Beach, Wollaston, Massachusetts. Nice divided back card, posted 1915, and that sold for $9.55 from album 1. The next one was also album 1, and this one sold for $4.55, and I'll tell you why it was lower. This is the Metropolitan Boulevard, Wollaston, Massachusetts. Look at the little color tear, paper tear right there. So I put this, even though it's probably could get a little bit more, just the condition of it, the yellowing and that paper tear. And I did put that in the description. I usually just put like paper tear top middle. Most people know what it is. It's posted $4 to $5. So he picked up 3 cards for $23. Next person also bought 3 cards. And remember, if you want people to buy more than 1 card, there's a volume discount video. It talks about the volume discount that I use. So if they go in and buy 1 to 3 cards, there's certain discounts, 10, 15%. If they buy 3 or more, I think it's 15% off of the total of the item price. So you want them to to buy more cards. And you can put in eBay standard envelope, you can put cards up to $20 in the envelope and use it. Anything over 20, you gotta go first class or priority, whatever you want. And the total order of all the cards is $50, and I think the most you are able to get in there is 3, is what they say. If you want to claim insurance, they probably only give you 3. I've never had to claim more than 1 card or anything, but the limit is $20 and $50 for a total order. So you could have 3 cards for $10 or 3 cards for $15 and be under that $50 on there. So, but volume discounts will get them to buy more cards. So he bought 3 cards for $19. This is Coral Beach Tennis Club, Bermuda. This sold for $5.65. This came from Mary Martin, the first auction, not the last one when I did the video. I bought a bunch of Bermuda cards, and this is posted 1956, and that sold for $5.65. Next one is another Bermuda card he purchased, Coral Beach Tennis Club, Bermuda, and this sold for $5.65. Now I had to bring it up to $5.65. Number one, it's a touristy Caribbean. I will always price those up, and I had to pay shipping to get these, so there's always an upcharge, so I have to get some of that back. So I figure $1 here, $1 there, I'll get my shipping back. But this one sold for the tennis club as well for $5.65. And then this one is Coral Beach again. So he must like Coral Beach. This sold for $7.65 on there. So a total of 3 cards for $19. Next card that sold is Big Hole River Valley. I'm not for sure where this is. Montana, Butte, Montana. Just a Butte card. Chrome card, posted on there. Sold $4 to $5. Next one is USS Arizona Memorial. There's a lot of these cards out there. $4 to $5 for this. A lot of them. This did not come from my ship haul. This was just in another lot or something, and that sold $4 to $5. They do sell, but if you want to move them, there's a lot of them out there about Arizona. It's a touristy spot, so it's going to go. A lot of history there to learn. And then this is Stevens Pass Summit in Winter, Snowfall. View card. Someone's been to Stevens Pass. $4 to $5. So that was eBay, and that was 15 cards for $93. Not too bad. Then we got one on Etsy. I'm blowing out my Etsy store. I'm closing it and going into 2023. Looked at it all year, tried different things, and it's just not worth my time. And one of the videos I'm going to be doing is about goals for 2023. And it might be out already by the time this comes up. But Etsy is just not, I tried different things. It used to be better, and I was selling a lot of cards, enough to make a difference, but over the last year and a half, it wasn't doing it, and you'll see in that video why I'm doing some of that. But this was, blew this one out for $2.53. I put a huge discount on there because I figured while I'm waiting to pull these cards and them to expire, I might as well see if I can get a couple bucks out of these things and clear them out. So if you want to go over to SM Postcards on Etsy, you might find some cards for a pretty good deal until I get them all out of there. So this is Little America. Covey's Little America. Some kind of travel center. Just a chrome card. I didn't lose on it. I probably got a nickel or less in this card. So that sold for $2.53. So the total was 16 cards, 15 on eBay for $93. Etsy, one card for $2.53. So rounded up, 16 cards, $96 for 24 hours. And those, all these will be packed up today. It's Saturday when I recorded this. I ship 6 days a week. The only reason I don't ship on Sunday is the post office is closed. And during December and January, I always make 2 trips. I put it in the mailbox or go to the post office in the morning, and then before they close, anything that sells, if I'm home, I'll pack them up and get them to the post office before 5. And the reason I do that, I just want to get in the system, keep my average days of postage down, get that extra day. Once it's in the system, it's moving. But if it's sitting on my bench over here and it's not moving. So I want to get that extra thing. So far this year, I haven't seen any problems. But so that's what's sold. Now let's get into some good stuff here with McDonald's postcards. The special topic. McDonald's restaurants. Everybody knows it. I don't think I gotta explain what it is. Fast food, drive-in, hamburgers, Big Macs, filet of fish, etc. McDonald's did postcards. They got them for birthday parties. They send them out. They sent, like this one here is of the Big Mac. This one is not the coupon, but they also sent this as junk mail to residents of a town where you can bring a postcard in and get a coupon back in the day. But this is of the Big Mac. I mean, just look at that. If you put that in there, and it says on here, 2 all-beef patty, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickle, onions on a sesame seed bun. I remember that little jingle on there. But that's what they are. And as I talk about some of the facts from McDonald's, you're going to see the cards I got from the Mary Martin auction. And we'll see if I'm going to get my money back. So I paid 25 bucks for 15 cards. One of the reasons is I've never really got into McDonald's, and I wanted to do a video on it. So that's why I paid up a little bit. So I'm basically over $1 a card. And these are all Continental newer ones. Did I take a hit on these? We'll see as we go through here. But here's some cards, the cards that I got. Now, Maurice and Richard McDonald established McDonald's on May 15, 1940. That's before Ray Kroc bought them. Also in 1948, McDonald's started selling cheeseburgers and hamburgers to its customers. So in 1948 is when the McDonald's brothers started doing that. And then Ray Kroc came in and he partnered with them, then later on he bought them out. Everybody probably knows that story. In 1962, the tall golden yellow arches became the global mascot for the fast food company. By 1968, hot apple pie and the Big Mac were introduced to McDonald's. So that's how long they've been around. I love those apple pies. In 1979, McDonald's introduced Happy Meals with chicken nuggets was added to its menu in 1983. So the Happy Meals came out in 1979, and the Nuggies, as my grandson calls them, Nuggies, came out in 1983. He lives on those things. We don't go to McDonald's or fast food that often, but if they get a treat after a soccer game or something, we take them there. But Happy Meals was one of the biggest promotions. It was very well done and very popular, still is. McDonald's restaurants are presently available in 120 countries of the world. The total number of McDonald's restaurants in the United States is greater than the number of hospitals in the country. McDonald's serves more than 70 million customers daily. That is huge. Just think if you get $1 per customer, $70 million. The most famous McDonald's food items are the Big Mac and French fries. The net worth of McDonald's is in 2022 is estimated to be around $170 billion. That's a lot. Now, when I was working out in the field putting phone systems and stuff in, I worked a McDonald's account because Oak Brook, Illinois is where they were based before they moved down to Chicago a couple years ago. And they had a big corporate office there. And we had a big system in there. And it was right down the street from our office. And I went there a couple times to work on some stuff. They had some things happen one time and they needed someone to come in and check the system, which I did. And then so the corporate office is here, and they had all these other companies supporting them. One of the companies that I went around and so if you contracted with McDonald's, you had to buy our system to be part of the voicemail system. So we had to go around and put these systems in. And one of the places we went to is a place that just a little hole in the wall. It looked like a little cottage along a railroad track, but inside there were all these big panoramic printers. And what they did is they went out and researched where the next McDonald's would be built. So if McDonald's wanted to build in Jamestown, they would go out there and find the busiest intersection, find some land, and then they would print out these big maps and stuff like that. It was pretty cool to see. So, and then I had to hook up the system to their network, the whole works. So I did a lot of those for McDonald's. I did it for Nabisco, Nestle, Oracle. A lot of companies would buy one system and then tie them all together on there. But the corporate office was right downtown, and their place where they try stuff out, the restaurant is right there as well. Now they're moved downtown Chicago, but it was a pretty big building. But that's some of the facts about McDonald's. Now, as I was going through looking for comps and pricing to put into the video and stuff like I usually do, I came across some different postcards. I came across this lot here. This is 4 postcards. Now you want to look at these postcards. What I see, these are the older postcards. These are 60s. Those are more, you get more money for those. And this person here had McDonald's 1960 postcards. There's 4 of them there. And he took the best offer, accepted $135. Now you can go out to Terapeak and you can actually find, if you search, what they actually paid for it, and here's what they paid for it. They paid $85. So this guy went from $135 all the way down to $85. I guess that's what the market bear. But those are the 4 cards. This is a lot. And so that 4 cards, you got 20 bucks a card. Not too bad. So these are some of them. There might be some reproductions out there. You want to be careful with those too. And then I found another one that's hard to find, is what they said. And it's this one right here. Look for the gold arches. You can tell it's a little older. This image of the card has a little, looks like a crease in the top right corner. But that's another one you want to look for from the earlier ones. So these here was a good representation of what I will look for. Not as much as the newer ones, but these older ones. So let's take a look at some of the pricing on the sold high and the sold low. So I went out there, and there is a lot of McDonald's postcards. The first one here is a Filet-O-Fish sandwich. Nice presentation. They probably, McDonald's is huge. They got a big marketing department. So they put all these, they hire people to do this stuff on there. So $20. Like we said before, about $20 for these older cards. So this one sold for $20. The next one is the arch one, kind of like that other one, but this one's got the sign. And that one went for $20. And then you got another 1962 McDonald's advertising postcard. That's one of the older ones. Again, so the high mark on some of these older ones is $20. So if you're looking through a box of cards and you see a McDonald's, they're standard size postcards and they're from the 60s, that's a $20 bill. So that's what you want to do with this stuff, is as you go through boxes, if you see them. Now if it's ones like this or Continental, we're going to see what those go for. But these older ones, I think, is the key to some of these. Now, but let's take a look at the sold low. And this is what I was just talking about. Here's just a chrome card, $2.99. Then you got 4 cards here. Chicago Heights, Illinois. That's just straight up the road from me, about 25 minutes, maybe a half hour. $4.99, multi-view of a restaurant, chrome card. These other older ones were selling for $20, and these are selling for, $4 to $5. And then you got the Big Mac one, the hamburger sandwich, like the one I just showed you with this, sells for $4. So the key, am I right? Thinking right? That I want to look for the 1960s. The other ones will sell. I'll still list them. But the ones I really want to focus on is the 1960s. Those older ones. So as I'm going through the listing, I found some extreme ones that were listed that were out of the norm. I usually throw the real high ones out and the real low ones out to give me the average. But I wanted to show you some of these, a couple of these. So the first one here of extreme pricing, listed, not sold. This is Richard McDonald's signed postcard of McDonald's, $1,500. So Richard McDonald supposedly signed this postcard. Best offer, $19.95. Is that something you would send in to get graded or certified? I don't do autographs because I never know if they're true or not, auto pen or whatever. But $1,500? Is that right? I can't say yes or no, but that's an extreme pricing to me, plus $20 to ship it. So I'm not for sure how long it's been out there, but is there certification to this? To me, that's what I would want. The next one, this is just a postcard I found for $800 from 1992. And it kind of stuck out because I saw this card before as I was putting together this video. Here's another one. Same picture. Same card basically. $2.99. And this other guy's asking $800. What's the difference? It just says cars, 1950s cars, new. And the other one is Des Plaines Museum. I know exactly where that is. It's up by the O'Hare Airport. I used to do work up there. I'm about an hour, a little over an hour from Des Plaines, south of there. So I've eaten, by there. I've been through there. I've done work up in that area, or drove through there. But $800? I think that one is out of line, unless there's something special with that first one, but the other one is $2.99. But those are extreme pricing that you want to be careful of. Just because you got the car and you found the one that says $800, go out and look. There's going to be some other ones out there that might be more sensible. Will he sell it? I don't know. I don't think so. But I found some listed high and some listed low postcards. And I've done a little digging on here. I found 2 cards for listed high. Now this card here looks like it's one of those 1960s McDonald's. They want $74.99 for it. It's got a saying on there of not my McDonald's hamburger. It's got a dog trying to get the hamburger. This person wants $74.99, so $75 for that. So I went out and I looked around. I couldn't find any more on eBay, but I did find one on the web on another site, and that's for like $35. So maybe he doesn't have best offer on that. So $74 of best offer would probably help a little bit. That's where I would use best offer. I don't use it that often, but that's probably where I would use it to see what you would get offers for, if there's a market for it out there. And I'm going to go over sell-through rate here in a minute. I usually do it in the beginning, but I wanted to do it at the end on this one. It's a little interesting as we go through and see these. But remember, McDonald's is huge. A company. They're just all over the place. Everybody knows what it is. But that's one of the listed there. I just wanted to show you. Then the next one I found was a NASCAR McDonald's car. So this one is autograph. Another autograph. $50, $49.99 for an autograph one. But then I found the same type of card for $28. Then I found one that's not autographed at $2. So you got to kind of use common sense here on that. Even though it's autographed, is that printed that way? Or did they take it to the place and the track and the guy actually signed it in front of them? And they got authentication and stuff like that. So be careful when you see these. Make sure you read the titles if it's autographed and stuff like that. Is he going to get $50 for that? I don't do autographs, so I'm not for sure, but I know that $2 one is probably priced about right, but should be higher than that on some of those. But one's for $50, one for $28. So those are the 2 listed high ones that I kind of pulled out. Here, the listed low. So here's the one that's on there. I actually have that one, and it's like a birthday type card. This one is in Spanish or something, or different languages, but it's a real light card stock on there. It looks like they just sent them out for the kids to say I'm having a birthday party or something like that, or been to McDonald's. worth $1.99. I'd get more for that. $4 to $5 maybe. Then you got the one with the hamburger, the Chevy, and stuff like that. It's got the arches. It's got $3.50 on there. You can probably bump it up a little bit because you're going to see the sell-through rate here in a moment, and that's why that's important as well. So these one's $2, one's $3.50, and then you got another one, McDonald's, Mickey, Orlando. So that's a Disneyland McDonald's card. You got two things there going for it, Disney and McDonald's, and you're selling it for $3.68 on there, free shipping from Canada. You can get some more money for that one, I'm sure of that. But those are all the prices. So what I've seen is the 1960s one. So a little recap: 1960s $20 bill, around there. Throw out the autograph one, throw out their load ones. Any of the other ones are probably like the average Disney card, you know, $6 to $8. The newer ones, unless there's a town on there or some of the other things, you're probably talking $4 to $5. So the 1960 ones is the ones I'm going to key in on. Will I pass up any McDonald's cards? I would probably pass up these lighter birthday cards. Those I probably wouldn't do. But some of these other ones, like this and stuff, yeah, I would put this up for $4 to $6, definitely, on there. Got a good presentation, good card stock, it'll go up. But some of those 1960 ones, when I'm going through a box and I see those, I'll be pulling those out. Sell-through rate. I talk about this. This is not scientific. It's not all vetted out. Basically, how I just look real quick at sell-through rate to see if it's something that does move. Because you need your stock to move. You need to make sales. You need to have cash flow. If you price everything at the top, you're going to wait for that dollar to come in. Sometimes it doesn't sell. If you price some cards to sell a little lower, some at the top, have a good mix, you're getting cash coming in to pay the bills, and you're getting your profit margin up because of the average sale price because of that up there. Now my average sale price for what sold today was basically $6 per card is what I got today. And that's what I want to do, is move that average sale price up a little bit from over 2022 going into 2023 on there. So cash flow is very important. You got to keep cash. You got to have more cash coming in than you got going out. When you get started, it's kind of hard. You might have to put some your own money in for a little bit until you get it going. But cash flow is more money coming in than you got going out. Then you'll be flowing. So sell-through rate is sold divided by listed times 100. So you basically, I go out to eBay, I typed in postcard McDonald's, space McDonald's. Found 114 cards sold. There's only 502 listed. I said, wow, that's pretty low. One of the reasons is, you take that 114 divided by 502 and times it by 100, it gives you a 22% sell-through rate. So 22% of the cards that are listed are selling. So these things are turning over pretty good. So they do move. That's probably one of the highest sell-through rates I've seen on a card in a while. I think Disney was 12%. Something else was a little higher, but 22%. That's probably why there's not a lot listed, because they go pretty quick on there. Or maybe they're a little scarce. I don't think so. But 22% sell-through rate on McDonald's cards. These will be something definitely I keep my eye out for. McDonald's postcards. Just something different to look at as you go through the boxes, looking in baskets, getting lots or finding them. Look for those 1960s cards. Those are, to me, that's the good ones. McDonald's postcards. Who knew? Now we're going to get into the poll here. And the poll was basically, what do you watch postcard reselling channels for? I did this because I wanted to get the temperature of the viewers and stuff like that and see what people think. Am I in the right ballpark? Did I get a ticket to the game? Do I have a seat? Yeah, I think the way they came out is about where I drove the channel. So the people, 19% said they liked what's sold. 14% said tips, and I try to give some out there on there, but a lot of times it's kind of inside the video. I just don't do tip videos. Process and procedure, 16%. That was a little lower than I thought, but I don't do eBay, how to do a lot of eBay stuff, and actually there's so much out there for that. and people do things a different way. I try not to touch a lot on shipping, listing, and stuff like that, because people get so passionate about that and they do it their way, whatever they want. And so many other YouTubers do it better on how to do things on eBay. And now if there's a question asked, I'll answer how I do it. But, and how I do inventory, people really like the inventories and stuff like that. I'll keep doing those. And education. That was the big one, and that's what these special topics are for, is educate on a certain card every time. So when you go to those boxes, you can sit there and have an intelligent search. You're doing some kind of system search to those boxes. Hey, I've seen Mark talk about it. I've seen Mark talk about this one. You know, and you can go out and look at those videos and see what they are. You don't have to be an expert in them. You just need to know you got to pull them. And that's what you want to do. You can look through a box of cards. If you don't have an idea of what to pull, you could be there for a while or you're missing some. So that's why I educate myself too on there. And other is 7%. And some of the comments from the other part was, Stephen Holton said, been selling postcards for 24 years, but never stopped learning. Nobody out there knows it all. Nope. I watched the channels to increase my knowledge on postcards as well as everything else in reselling. Yeah, you got to keep up with it. Like-minded people like to watch things. Not everything in the video. If you can just get one thing out of a video that I do, then I feel I'm successful. Also, resold over 20,000 books, but I'm still learning every day. Absolutely. I just like these McDonald's cards. I never looked at them before that often. Now I know a little bit better what to look for, and so I'm getting a good base set. Now as I go through the box, if I see McDonald's, I'm just not going to turn my head. I'm going to take a little closer look. Same with Holiday Inn postcards. I always look for the Mickey Mantle. If someone got that out of that video, then I feel I'm successful on there. Next one is thanks, Stephen. The next one is Ride a Medicare Guy. All of them. As a new postcard reseller, your videos have been invaluable to me. That's who I target the most for, is the newer people coming into the thing, because we're losing a lot of people in the postcard collecting world, and we want to inject people, teach them, show things how to sell postcards and make a little bit of money on there. And there's been a lot of people coming in and learning a little bit more. They've taught me a lot of stuff, the viewers. So thanks, Ryan. Boldly Grow Pickers, honestly all above. That is a part of why I like your videos, because we basically get all for one money. Yeah, I put everything in one video. You can go to the chapters at the bottom and jump around all you want, or you don't watch it all, or you watch the whole thing while you list. I try to read a lot of things and talk, so people don't have to look up their head every few often, but you got to look at the cards every once in a while on there. But that's what I do when I list, is I'll put something on YouTube, maybe an hour-long chat session, someone's talking about stuff, and I'll just look up every once in a while and stuff like that. It keeps me up to date, points of view. Sometimes I turn it off because I just can't handle it. But a lot of times there's a lot of good YouTubers. You pick and choose who you want to do that on there, and you watch the ones you want to watch, and you don't watch the ones you don't. But that's the poll. Going into 2023 won't be a lot of changes to what I'm doing. I got a lot of stuff planned, lined out, and it should be pretty good. Thanks everyone for participating in those this year. Now the viewer comments. I like going through these viewer comments. It level sets a person after a while. But the first one is from CyberDan1000. At a local marine aquarium tourist trap, they have the first wooden postcards I have seen. I've spent 30 years in the printing business, so I took a close look at how they were made. No big deal. The image was printed on regular gloss paper and then laminated to very thin plywood. I think they did the same on the backside. Then they were cut down on a paper cutter, big commercial one. This souvenir shop had a couple of at $5 each. I was not impressed with them. And I asked him, did he buy them? No, he did not. A lot of times you're going to find wooden postcards or other ones, they're going to slap a piece of paper at least on the back so people can write on them on there. It's smooth, like a really deep embossed ones. Sometimes you'll find another layer of card on the back so people can write a message and not go down in the hills and valleys of an embossed card. But yeah, you start seeing things. Once you start into like postcards, now you start seeing them all over the place. And CyberDan saw it at the wooden one and a tourist trap. Someone will buy it on there. Thanks, CyberDan. Put in the postcards. I've sold some of those paper postcards with the fox birch bark border printed on them. I think I got $8 to $12 for them. That's pretty good. I wouldn't have much of a business without eBay standard envelope. I think 80% of my listings use it. Yeah. He was talking about the birch bark video and where I talked about eBay standard envelope on the poll, that some people don't use it. It's the best thing they've done in a long time. You want to check out the videos and learn about it. It works. If you're not using it, you're missing out. I definitely can hold that. But thanks, Puddings. Next one is Gary Reed just came in and said, would like a fish room tour video. I put it on the books, Jerry, and I'll do a walkthrough on one of the videos of the fish room, how I laid it out, how I designed it, and stuff like that. So instead of a poll, maybe I'll do a fish room video. I think I did it one time before, but not as in depth. But I'll tell you how I did it, how I put this whole room together. This whole basement I designed myself, and then the contractor came in and put up the walls and stuff and changed a few things, but I put all the electrical, I had him designed all that, and where we put things on there. It was just a plain cement basement. There was nothing down here on there except cement, and I had all this redone, and I laid it out for them, and then they took it to the next level. That room there was done by a person that built furniture in Mexico, that whole stand back there, and it's actually tied into the structure of the room. So I got little grandkids, I don't need them falling over. Definitely on the books for 2023. Thanks, Jerry. I have heard you say more than once that you don't worry about feedback. What do you mean by that? I don't worry about feedback. I offer free shipping or free returns, 60-day free returns. If they don't like something for any reason, I don't fret about it. Just send the card back. A lot of times I'll just tell them to keep it and give them their money back. I don't have many returns, and I don't get that many bad feedback. I think I've been carrying one feedback. Some guy said poor quality or something on a postcard a year ago. It's going to roll off. Am I losing sleep over feedback? No. My business decisions are not made off of feedback. I hear a lot of people will make a decision on partial refunds and stuff. They're worried about negative feedback. It's part of the business. It's going to happen. eBay takes most of them away. But if you do something wrong, and it's an opinion of the person, you got to live with that feedback. It's not eBay's fault they don't take it off. You did something wrong, but if you feel it's not right, then you can call eBay and see if you can get a return off of there. But I don't worry about feedback. It's just another opinion. I still buy stuff on Amazon that had 3 or 4 bad reviews and 10 good reviews. Maybe it's not a 5-star, it's a 3-star, and I'll still buy it because I want the product. The product looks okay on there. And you will once in a while get the trolls out there and stuff like that. You just got to deal with them. But I don't make business decisions off of feedback unless I'm doing something. What I use feedback for is like shipping. If someone says not shipped right or not packaged well and stuff like that, then I'll go back and look at my packaging, but I don't get that. It reinforces to me that I'm shipping okay when people say packed well, shipped fast, and stuff like that. A lot of people have automatic feedback and stuff like that. Mine go out when they pay for it, they get a feedback from me. I don't even worry about if they leave me feedback and I give them feedback. That's old eBay. That's you got to get over. I tell people they need to get over that. Just send it out, and if you get returns, you deal with them as a transaction. Move on. Feedback, if you get a bad one, neutral, deal with it, move on. Don't think it's going to control your whole store, ruin your whole store if you get a bad feedback. I've seen big sellers out there that had 7 negative feedback. 7 negatives that were showing, and they're still selling a huge amount of stuff every day. People sometimes have an opinion and then we'll put it on there, but yeah, I don't let it bother me. I've been in the customer service world for 40 years. I look at each one as an opportunity. Some people that buy those light prints, they don't think the card paper, they feel it's cheap. I try to put it in the description, and then I explain to them, here's your money back. Sorry you weren't happy with this lighter cardstock. I tried to explain it, but I bought these from a club, and I'll send it on. A lot of times they come back because, oh, okay, Well, I still want to pay for it. So I think I finally got the description right and the condition statement in those lighter cardstock thing to say they were reprinted from the negatives and stuff like that. So I don't get a lot of those. And I think that's where that one came, negative I got on there. But yeah, I don't worry about it. It's just another gauge on there. So don't fret about, I tell people don't fret about bad. Now, if you're getting 10 negatives a month, yeah, you need to look at your business. It's just a gauge. And it can bring you down. eBay probably could do something if you're getting a ton of negative feedback. But most people I know keep it at 99, 90 to 100 or whatever. You don't want to go below standard because they'll jack you with more fees. They'll hide your stuff they said and stuff. I've never been there, so I don't know. But I don't even worry about it. But thanks for the question. Now with the McDonald's postcards, when we took our trip all the way out to Brimfield, Massachusetts, I seen McDonald's everywhere. I remember in the morning I'd see the big arches on the highway, and we did stop at a few at the places, and I think we picked up a hamburger or something and coffee or a milkshake when we stopped and got gas and stuff like that. So McDonald's are prevalent out there. So, but that Brimfield trip we did in September, we drove all the way from Illinois all the way out to Massachusetts, basically going to the Brimfield flea market and hunting for postcards and taking a road trip and traveling and seeing different places. And I documented that in, I think it's 6 videos. And here's the playlist for that. So check that out if you want something to do this winter. Me walking around the flea markets, doing different things, kind of a different videos than I put out. So there's a whole series of those. But thanks for watching today. I appreciate it. I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.